And a very good second quarter for Denver. Jerry Reynolds joins us. It was an outstanding start to this game, Jerry. I thought the Kings and Rhino, I thought the first quarter was one of the best quarters I've seen the Kings play, considering they don't have De'Aaron Fox. But you kind of got the reason. You see why Denver's the champs. And anyone out there that thinks that Jamal Murray does not make a big difference to this team, the Kings played Denver twice this year without Murray, and they beat him twice. With Jamal Murray, the Denver Nuggets are a legitimate championship team. We saw it last year, and we saw it here in this first half, Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Jokic and Jamal Murray are the best two-man combination in the league. We saw that last year through the playoffs, and when they're both healthy and playing at their best, and certainly Murray is playing at his best here. I really thought Domas did a nice job on Jokic. He's had to work for everything. Of course, Jokic has done a pretty nice job on him too, So, but to me, it's just a case of the Nuggets are the defending champs and they're playing like it. That second quarter, they really did put a quarter together. But Kings with Keegan Murray making shots and the Monkster, he's on track. When you got Threegan, Murray, and the Monkster, baby, you got a chance.
Yeah, but Ryan, you're getting nothing from your backcourt without Fox. I mean, Herter and Mitchell only combined for 9 points, and I know both of you feel optimistic about the second half. I don't. I think the Kings are going to lose this game by 20 points. This game does not, to me, without Fox and with the fact that Sacramento Ryan already beat Denver 3 times this year. The Nuggets are going for blood in the second half. I think we saw it in the second quarter. It's going to be a rough half. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
I agree. I don't either. By the way, I mean, I think they can play a good game. I don't think they're going to win this game. I mean, the Nuggets are too, like you say, there's so many things heading in their favor, and and not just the Nuggets, but their coach, Mike Malone. Those 3 losses are still stinging.
Right.
Stinging. We know Coach Malone. I mean, there's a little fire burning in there, that's for sure. So it's going to be tough. I mean, I think just go play a good game and play the champs as good as you can. That's probably what you got to entertain yourself with.
Hey, the Kings rolled into this thing 2-1 on the season against Denver. I think you'll take that many times. But I think if they have any hope, they've got to get the pace up, Grant. You don't look for Herter and Davion to score much, but Trey Lyles, he's the X factor. We know he can score a lot. Keep Denver beyond the arc if you can try to do that. Maybe throw in a little zone defense because the size is what killed them in that second quarter.
Did I miss a win? Did Denver beat the Kings once in the previous 3 games?
I don't think they did.
No, I thought it was 3-0.
No, I thought they were 2-1. Oh, 3-0?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
come on, Rhino. Don't be cheating on team.
You know what? I did not do my homework, gentlemen.
That's okay. You know what? I was accused of that almost every day in school.
Are the Nuggets still in Cincinnati?
Hey, Jerry, you said something that I also want to revisit because there are a lot of Kings fans that may not remember this. You know that Michael Malone, okay? Michael Malone does not like the Kings owner Vivek Ranadive. Okay, I mean he takes a shot at him whenever he can. All right, if you think that Michael Malone is getting his card tonight after with a completely healthy team, okay, losing to Sacramento for the 4th time this year, I'm sorry, that's not happening. I just don't see it.
Well, no, and then Michael too. I mean he's as about a fiery a guy I've ever been around. I mean, coaches by nature are very competitive, but he takes it to new levels. I always say he'd make Billy Martin seem docile.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Ryan. If the Kings are to win this game, and I don't see how they possibly can, what do you think would have to happen?
You would probably have to have Jokic or Murray, some type of delay. They go to the locker room. Kings make a run and capitalize on that. And they've got to get hot from beyond the 3-point line. Obviously, that's their only hope. That was their only hope in the first.
Jerry, what do you think?
I agree 100% with what Ryan said. I mean, it's going to, somebody's going to get really quick foul trouble between Murray and Jokic, or, minor injury or something like that, because I think if they're full strength, there's just too many tough matchups for the Kings.
Yep. Also, New Orleans lost earlier. Dallas won against Toronto. So, now all of a sudden, you're looking at a Kings team that if they lose tonight, all right, in the standings, they will end up being 33-25, and even in the loss column with the 8th place Dallas Mavericks. And again, Minnesota is coming up next for Sacramento. So, and conversely, here's the other issue with the Pelicans losing. If Sacramento were to win in this game, they would move all the way to 5th. That's the difference one win makes right now in the West.
Yeah, it's going to be like that every week.
Yeah.
I mean, these teams just aren't going to be able to create much space. We talked about the last time. I mean, I do think the top 4 are probably pretty safe in staying in the top 4, but I think
agree.
From 5 to 10, I just think there's going to be a lot of movement.
And the one thing about Ryan, one thing about 5 to 10, I think those teams, they're all getting in. In other words, getting into at least the play-in. We already know the top 10 teams. The Jazz are too far back. It's just a matter of what position they're going to fall in.
100%. It's positioning. I mean, it's going to be a fun last 25 games. Maybe we can get another Max Strus against another Western Conference opponent to help the Kings out, but it may take.
Was that something? I mean, really?
How about that?
That's boy, if Napier had been doing that game, he might have blown the gasket right on the spot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And I would have had my hand up right in front of your face. Don't talk. I would have been just like that.
I wouldn't have been able to. I mean, that's amazing game, I mean, but that's the league. We see so much of that every night, where one team, can be 5 down and come back and win, or 5 up with 30 seconds to go and lose.
Justin says Sacramento's going to make up ground in March. Schedule eases up in most games at Golden One Center. Those 2 things, the schedule easing up is not good for Sacramento, and home games not good. I like the Kings playing better on the road, to be honest with you. So that's no picnic just because they're at home. We've seen that. I'm sorry, this is not a good home team. Maybe that will change, but to this point, they're not a good home team.
Well, I think that's the key. I mean, they have to. They've got the home games. That is the only advantage they really have coming down the stretch over the teams they're competing with. They've got more home games. So if you're Mike Brown and players, man, it's time to hold court at home.
Ryan, first 5 minutes of this third quarter to me will determine whether this game's going to be a blowout or not. First 5 minutes, if Denver comes out and really does what they did at the last 6 minutes of the second quarter, I think the Kings are in for a long, long game.
Yeah, I'm with you, partner. I think, however, though, conversely, if the Kings come out and they tie this thing with 4 or 5 minutes left in the third quarter, I could see them hanging around.
We'll see.
Well, that's what they need to do is hey, just cut into the lead a little bit. If you could hang around and be 8-9 points down going into fourth quarter, that you just don't know, because the pressure starts turning on the home team a little bit if you're in position. So that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Jerry, can I ask you a quick call? Really, there's a lot of discussion about the non-call on Sabonis and then the call after that. Is there something the NBA you think can do to make up for bad calls other than just a makeup call?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think that's what's so different in today's game. Back when I came in the league, and Grant certainly knows, you only had 2 officials, and they'd blow a call and they'd say, "Yeah, I blew that one. I'll get you back," and even it up. And really, that's certainly been a difference. And I don't know that it's what you do about it, because there's going to be clearly missed calls, and that one was egregious. As you pointed out, the Sabonis one, but it's basketball.
The difference, and Jerry, I'm so glad you said that. That was back in the good old boys referee era with Daryl Gerritsen, okay? And the officials had the latitude to do that. Now the officials are under so much scrutiny, and every call they make and every call they don't make is evaluated, and it goes into whether or not you get postseason assignments. So the quote-unquote makeup calls that used to be a part of the game, and the officials would admit so, now not really. That's one of the big differences in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are makeup. I think they miss calls and then miss another call.
Yeah.
I think they just, they just miss. I think they're missing more calls. I think with the three officials, sometimes they're waiting for the other guy to make the call or other person to make the call, and it leads to some misses like that, as opposed to when they had two and basically they were really good officials, and they knew they were going to control the game, and they knew somebody had to, between those two, had to blow the whistle.
Kevin makes a great point. The officials are micromanaged. I actually think that's a very good comment. I think they're micromanaged to a detriment. I think
do.
I really do.
I do too. And like the 2 minute thing they did for so
Stupid.
long, stupid. It's ridiculous. Serves
Yes.
no purpose. And
No.
like we've said before, one of the other things that's tough for officials, they allow all this complaining and stuff on every call. All fans have to do is go back and watch some games in the 90s even. They didn't do that.
Okay, but
They
stop you
just
there.
simply didn't do
It's
that.
not the officials, it's the league.
Oh,
It's-
absolutely.
It's not the officials, because the officials don't want that. It's the league that mandates that it's okay. And until the league wants to do something about it, the officials are in an impossible situation in terms of that. Because the official, this Adam Silver, transparency, respect for the game has gone overboard. It's ridiculous.
Well, and it doesn't. The players themselves it doesn't benefit them. They're not changing calls. If you're not allowed to whine and whimper and beg and have a discussion after every call, you could focus on the game. Just focus on the game more.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely spot on, Jerry. And I think you guys hit on something that's right on when we talk about the official issue, because they make it worse. The makeup foul on Keegan Murray was so obviously not a foul compared to what you just saw. And it's a microcosm of the problem at the NBA. Acknowledge you have an officiating problem, have the conversation, and move on. Get it fixed.
All right, guys, the second half is going to begin. I'm going to give you my final. I think the Nuggets are going to win this game 130-105. Ryan, give me a score.
I'm going to go a little bit lower scoring. I'm going to say Nuggets 118, Sacramento 99.
Jerry?
I'm going to say Nuggets 122, Kings 111.
All right. Guys, thank you. Jerry, thank you. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you for the Minnesota game.
Can't wait.
All right. Ryan, be back here in about an hour, my friend. We'll have the post-game show.
Can't wait.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you right